It's 1:47 a.m. I just got home from a date that clearly didn't go well. This was our second date. We've talked for a few weeks. We got along really well. The first date went really good. We talked about everything. We're both looking for a serious something, whatever. We go on this second date. It's going really well. He tells me he has to leave because he's dog sitting for his parents. He's like, you can come back to their house if you want. We can hang out for a little bit, whatever. And I let him know, I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe coming over to your parents' house or your house kind of has expectations that I don't really want, because I don't want to sleep with you anytime soon. I'm just not interested in hooking up or putting out that easy. And so I don't know. And he's like, well, we don't have to do anything. That's totally fine. If you just want to come over and we can hang out, watch a movie, whatever. And I'm I don't know, okay. And so I send my roommate his address because I'm just always paranoid. And we get there and his little brother's there, so I'm like, oh, okay, it's gonna be fine. And whatever. We go downstairs because I guess that's where we have to hang out. And we put on a movie and whatever, and then we're hanging out, making out, whatever. It's fine, that's fine. And he tries to make me touch him, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not comfortable with that. He's like, why? It's not that big of a deal. And he continues to try to force my hand down. I'm like, no, thank you, I'm okay. And then we keep making out, and then he tries to take off my shirt, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to do any of that kind of stuff. I'm not interested. And he gets upset with me. And so I kind of go and sit a little bit further away, and he's like, don't be mad at me. It's just we already hung out twice now, so the expectation is on the third date that you put out. And I'm like, I already told you before I came here that that's not what I'm going to do. And he's like, well, I just don't know, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, I'm not trying to make you do anything you're not comfortable with. I'm like, but clearly you are, okay. And I'm trying to figure out how do I leave without being weird, And then he pulls me back on top of him and continues to try to force me into all of this. And I'm like, I don't want to do this. And so then he gets mad and literally just shoves me off of him. And he's like, wow, are we in fucking middle school? You're serious? Second base is too far for you? And I'm like, okay, I think I'm actually gonna go home now because I'm very uncomfortable that you're not taking no for an answer. And so he surprisingly walked me out and slammed the door behind me. As soon as I cleared the door, he slammed it shut. And I just